Big changes are coming to the way we enter Europe. From October the 12th, 2025, the EU is rolling out a brand new border system. And if you're a UK passport holder, this definitely affects you.
If you're planning a trip to Europe, major changes are coming that could cost you hundreds, or even prevent you from boarding your flight. In the next few minutes, we're breaking down everything you need to know about the new ETIAS system, surprise fees, mandatory biometric scans, shifting luggage rules, and separate UK entry requirements. We'll cover the bad news, like new costs and potential delays that could derail your vacation. But we'll also cover the good news, including a potential end to carry-on bag fees and a new TSA program that could save you hours at the airport. Stick around until the end, because knowing these rules is the only way to avoid a travel disaster. Let's start with the big one, ETIAS. You've probably heard whispers about it for years. ETIAS stands for the European Travel Information and Authorization System. Think of it as Europe's version of the ESTA program for the United States. It's a pre-travel authorization, not a visa, but it will be mandatory. After several delays, the official launch has been pushed back again, with the new timeline set for the last quarter of 2026. This system will apply to travelers from over 50 visa-exempt countries, including the United States, Canada, Australia, and yes, post-Brexit, the United Kingdom. Once it's live, you'll need to fill out an online application before your trip. The good news is that once approved, your ETIAS authorization will be valid for 3 years, allowing you to take multiple trips to the Schengen zone without reapplying. But remember, while it's not a visa, you will be turned away at the airline gate if you don't have it. The biggest complaint, however, isn't the application itself, it's the price, which is about to get a lot worse. When ETIAS was first announced, the application fee was set at a reasonable €7. However, the European Commission has now proposed a significant price hike before the system even launches. The new proposed fee is a much steeper €20, which is roughly $23 US. This fee will apply to all travelers between the ages of 18 and 70. The European Union justifies the increase by citing the need to cover the operational costs of the system and enhance border security across the Schengen area. While $23 might not sound like a deal breaker for a solo traveler, these costs can add up fast. For a family of 4, that's nearly $100 in fees just to get permission to enter Europe. This is a critical new expense to factor into your travel budget for any trip planned for late 2026 and beyond. And just when you think you've budgeted for all the entry fees, another new system is set to launch even sooner, and this one could slow you down at the border. Let's talk about the EU Entry-Exit System, or EES. This system is scheduled to go live in October 2025, well before ETIAS. The EES will completely replace manual passport stamping for non-EU citizens, including American. When you first arrive in the Schengen zone after EES is active, you will be required to provide biometric data. This means you'll have to scan all 4 of your fingerprints and have a live facial image captured at the border control kiosk. This data will then be stored for 3 years. The goal is to streamline and secure the border process in the long run, but the initial rollout is expected to cause significant delays. Airports are bracing for longer lines and potential chaos as millions of travelers navigate the new biometric process for the first time. It's a major operational shift, so if you're traveling to Europe in late 2025 or early 2026, you should definitely plan for extra time at your arrival airport. By the way, let me know in the comments where you plan to visit in Europe. I'd love to hear about your upcoming travel plans. Now, it's crucial to understand that all these rules for ETIAS and EES apply to the 27 countries in the Schengen zone. The United Kingdom is not one of them. Thanks to Brexit, the UK has its own separate entry requirements. As of November 2023, the UK has rolled out its Electronic Travel Authorization, or ETA. This is already a mandatory requirement for American citizens visiting the UK. This applies to travel to England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The application is done online and costs £16, which is about $20. So if your dream trip includes both Paris and London, you'll need to budget for both the future €20 ETIAS fee and the current £16 UK ETA fee, putting your total entry authorization costs at over $40 per person. The only exception is if you are simply transiting through a UK airport and do not pass through UK border control. For everyone else, the UK ETA is a must-have right now, but not all the news is bad. Let's talk about baggage. One of the biggest headaches for modern travel is the confusing and expensive world of carry-on luggage, but relief may be on the way. The European Parliament is considering a new law that would standardize carry-on rules and force airlines to include one free carry-on bag under 7 kilograms with every single ticket. If this passes, it would be a massive win for travelers, potentially saving you between 20 euros and 50 euros per flight. However, budget airlines like Ryanair and EasyJet are fighting this proposal fiercely. In the meantime, they are cracking down harder than ever. Reports have surfaced that some airline staff receive bonuses for catching passengers with oversized or overweight carry-on bags at the gate, leading to hefty penalties of 60 euros or more. The most practical advice remains the same. Before you fly, always double-check the specific carry-on dimensions and weight limits for your airline. Don't assume the rules are the same, because 1 inch of difference can cost you dearly. Speaking of airline-specific rules, Ryanair is making another significant change that could catch unprepared travelers off guard. The airline has announced that it will be eliminating all paper boarding passes starting in November 2025. After this date, all passengers will be required to use the Ryanair mobile app and a smartphone to display their boarding pass. This is part of a push to go fully digital and reduce paper waste. Now, there is a small safety net. If you have already checked in online, but your phone dies or you lose it, the airline has stated you can get a free reprint of your boarding pass at the airport check-in desk. However, if you fail to check in online beforehand, you will still face their infamous airport check-in fee, which can be punishingly expensive. So the bottom line is, if you're flying Ryanair after November 2025, make sure your phone is charged and the app is downloaded. And while Europe is tightening some rules, some airports are actually making travel easier. For decades, the 100 milliliter liquid rule has been a staple of airport security, but that's finally starting to change thanks to new advanced CT scanners. Major European airports like Milan, Rome, Berlin, and Amsterdam have already installed this technology, which allows passengers to bring liquids in containers up to 2 liters in their carry-on bags. You don't even have to take them out of your bag. This is a game changer, speeding up security lines and reducing stress. But here's the critical warning: this technology is not yet universal. Most airports, including all airports in the United States, still strictly enforce the old 100 milliliters rule. This inconsistency creates a dangerous trap for travelers. You might fly out of Rome with a full-size bottle of shampoo, only to have it confiscated during your connecting flight in another city. Always check the specific rules for every single airport on your itinerary. While US airports lag on liquid rules, TSA is launching a new pilot program to ease connections. Starting July 2025, the One-Stop Security program will be tested for passengers arriving from select European airports. If you fly from a pre-cleared airport like London Heathrow and connect through a participating US airport such as Dallas or Atlanta, you won't need TSA screening again. Your international check will be recognized. This is huge. It removes the stress of collecting bags, rechecking them, and lining up for more security, saving hours and improving the arrival experience. But as some things get easier, new challenges are emerging. 2 big issues to watch are over-tourism fees and labor strikes. To manage crowds, European hotspots are adding taxes. Venice now charges a €5 daily entry fee on peak days. Barcelona is cracking down on short-term rentals, and Amsterdam keeps raising tourist taxes to discourage disruptive visitors. These fees can add up, so always research your destination. Strikes are even more disruptive. In September 2025, a massive French air traffic control strike canceled thousands of flights across Europe, stranding passengers. These strikes can happen suddenly. The safest move is to check official tourism sites, government pages, and US State Department advisories before you go. Recap: traveling to Europe now takes more planning. You must prepare for new systems like ETIAS, the UK ETA, and the biometric EES, plus fee increases, baggage rule changes, and digital-only boarding passes. Still, there's good news: possible free carry-ons, relaxed liquid rules at some airports, and TSA shortcuts may ease your journey. The secret is knowledge. If you know the rules, your trip can be smooth and stress-free. To stay updated, subscribe for weekly travel news. For exclusive hacks and deals not on YouTube, join our free newsletter through the link in the description. And now I want to hear from you. Comment below which European country you're visiting next.